GETTYLONGTERM Landlords can make returns. The government crackdown has squeezed profits and deterred thousands from using rental property to boost their pension income. Just 2% of savers over 55 who plan to release cash under pension freedom reforms are now looking to put the money into buy-to-let, according to Hargreaves Lansdown. However, as rents and property prices continue to climb, and mortgage finance remains historically cheap, the buy-to-let dream is far from dead. Big money. The total value of the private rented sector is now an incredible £1.4 trillion, up 6.4% on a year ago. Most of the growth has come from rising house prices, with the average rental property growing 4.2% in the last 12 months to £245,950, according to the latest edition of Building Society Kent Reliance's Buy-to-Let Britain report. Rental income is also rising, up 1.5% to an average of £895 a month, or £10,740 a year, with growth faster outside sluggish London. Tenant demand remains strong, with 5.6 million households in the private rented sector. But landlord confidence is fragile, with just 4 out of 10 positive about their prospects, far fewer than in recent years. Buy-to-let landlords have been punished by a government onslaught, including the 3% stamp duty surcharge on purchases, stiffer rules on offsetting wear and tear against tax, and in April, an end to higher rate tax relief on mortgage interest payments. Getty stock. The total value of the private rented sector is now an incredible £1.40 trillion. Tax attack. Andy Golding, chief executive of One Savings Bank, says landlords are swallowing an unpleasant cocktail of higher taxation and tighter regulation, and this is undermining the private rented sector. Larger-scale professional landlords get round the tax relief crackdown by buying properties as a limited FI room, which allows them to offset mortgage interest against tax. However, this is tougher for amateur landlords and is driving many out. Golding says, creating a more professional sector is no bad thing, but there is a limit to the amount of change the sector can absorb before we see a damaging reduction in supply, driving up rents. Rates rise. Moneyfacts.co, UK's finance expert, Charlotte Nelson, says rising mortgage rates have added to a trying 2017 for the buy-to-let market. Since the Bank of England increased base rates on November 2, the average 2-year tracker buy-to-let mortgage has risen by 0.20%. The largest monthly rise we have ever seen. Financing costs remain low, with the average 2-year tracker charging just 2.43% and 2-year fixes averaging 2.93%. But, she adds, landlords now have more hoops to jump through as well. Lenders toughened criteria in September, introducing stress tests to see whether landlords could still afford repayments if mortgage rates hit 5.5%, plus tighter checks on those with multiple properties. Let it be. Chris Maggs, commercial manager at lender Accord Buy-to-Let, says there is still a place for buy-to-let landlords. It continues to be a lucrative venture for many. However, new investors need to view bricks and mortar as a long-term investment, rather than expecting instant returns. He says, you also need a significant deposit to secure your first rental property plus a nest egg to fill any rental voids. It is hard work being a landlord. He warns, you have to keep relationships with tenants and letting agencies, and your property needs to be managed and maintained. Maggs suggests seeking advice from both a mortgage broker and a qualified tax advisor. Given its growing complexity, buy-to-let can no longer be considered a go-it-alone investment.